Hey everybody. I hope your week went well. I had a rough week, but that's okay. I'm still standing. But if you're watching this, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and once again, thank you to everybody for all your support. Okay, we are back. For Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 26, Daughter-in-Law or Mistress. Whoop! Okay, so we didn't get no Teeny and Rob. Instead, because that's who I thought it was going to be about. But anyway, we'll just start off with Candace and Andrew, okay? So Andrew has gotten out there to Nevada to come get Candace and have her all set up in an apartment, which is actually a really nice apartment. He bought furniture for $26.50 and said he was like $1,000 over budget. I said, child, to fill this apartment for her when she gets out. There's people who go to work every day and got to worry about mattresses and everything else. Where is he get? Oh, that's right. He's pulling from his retirement. Somebody help this man. Anyway, he said it's worth it because the stuff will be with us for a long time. You don't know Candace. You don't know who she fuck with. You don't know if she'll sell that stuff for anything. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So her friend comes to check out the apartment. He was like, she's a mentor. She's a mother figure to Candace, and she was in prison too. How do we know both these people ain't conning him? Because that's what it seems like. So as far as I'm concerned, when I saw that, I said this is gonna be the kicking spot for her and Candace, not for her and Andrew. I mean Candace and her friend, not for Candace and Andrew. So he bought all his furniture, got it out the packs and stuff, and people helped set it up. She's talking to Candace in the bathroom, and she's saying, he's sprung. He'll do anything for you. And she was like, Candace is basically making it clear, I'm not willing to leave Nevada. She wants to get custody of her son. I don't think she wants to go to New Jersey at all. So Candace calls about her release time. He's supposed to pick her up at the parole and probation office. He said after he goes back to New Jersey, the apartment could be sitting here for a few weeks empty because they weren't sure what was going to happen. And I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so she's getting out though, and he's gonna propose to her as soon as she gets out. I said, maybe you could do that later that night. Make sure you know what the fuck you proposing to. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Anyway, so that's where their story ends for night. Samantha and Rick. I was like, why did they cast them? They are so fucking boring. So anyway, he's falling off his bike and shit. And we find out he's going to his high school reunion. Okay, so Samantha is jealous and says she's bothered that he dated a girl from the last reunion. I was like, Rick, why are you talking so much? What you tell her that for? Now you got all these problems. So he said he dated a woman from the reunion for a few weeks, but he really isn't attracted to her. I said lies. Okay, but why? I was like, why are you still going to high school reunions like that? I mean, I don't know. I'm just not attached to high school at all. I'm just not. But okay, I get okay. So she asked if people knew about them being engaged and stuff, and she's mad that essentially he's hiding her. Now, see, my response to that is, well, you kind of hiding yourself by the decisions you made and by the trouble you get in. Okay, so baby, miss me. Just miss me with the bullshit. Okay, this is stupid. As I watched, I was so bored with her complaining over the phone, and I was just like, she's bored, and so am I. Anyway, but this gets better. Rick is getting dressed for the reunion party, right? So she's going on and on about the chick from before, and I was just like, girl, just shut the fuck up or get off the phone. Like, he said he's not gonna talk to her and hasn't done anything. Then we get the camera cutting to him talking to this same chick on FaceTime. She has your number, not just a call, but she can FaceTime you and you pick up. Quit playing with me, Rick. I'm like, why are these chicks all over Rick? Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. Anyway, when they showed up to the reunion, when we started getting the scene of the reunion, was it just me or did y'all feel like y'all were watching the episode of Roseanne? It was just giving Roseanne Barr uh, vibes all the way through. Take that how you want. Anyway, apparently Rick has been sleeping with a lot of high school classmates. Um, I said, say what? And these chicks are really on him. And the part that was throwing me, the chicks that were talking originally as friends, saying they were excited that Rick was coming, I thought they were friends, like excited for the blonde hair chick that we first ran into. But apparently Rick has been sleeping with all these chicks. They all fucking the same man. So now I understand why Samantha was worried. See, now we have the context. I didn't know Rick was this busy at 58 years old. Okay? But anyway, so the blonde chick finds him on the phone. She's like, what are you doing? You know, that nosy white woman stuff. And then she starts talking into the speaker, asking Samantha, you know, how she's doing. She was like, I want to know the story about how you two got together. Are y'all boyfriend and girlfriend? And she was like, he said, I told her that. I told her that. And she was like, did you tell her that we're engaged? And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. Congratulations. The blonde chick said she was shocked. And then we get to her interview and she don't think he's thinking straight. Yeah, girl. Because you trying to fuck him and he trying to screw you too. So she said she would be all over him if he was single. I said, bitch, you gonna be all over him tonight. You look like you insist on doing that. So she said so I feel like she gonna do this regardless. And so is Rick. And I just don't understand why people are checking for Rick so hard. Like, even his younger pictures, I was like, okay. These scenes honestly went on too long. I was over it. She wants him to move to Idaho, and he was like, well, I feel like she should be understanding because I've only, my money is tight and I've only saved for one person. There is nothing odd about that to me, Rick. What's odd is that you managed to keep up with all these women and that foolishness. All right. Shantae. I hate to laugh, but I'm just like, Shantae, I'm losing patience. I tried because I really felt for her because I really did feel like she was the kind of person really looking for love and may not feel good about herself, this, that, and the other for whatever reasons. So we find out she sends him pictures almost every day. I said, you mail him. How many pictures of yourself do you take, darling? That's crazy. Anyway, his pictures got sent back. The daughter was like, what? Was it because you have your boobs out? And she was like, no, as long as you don't have your nipple out. First of all, it took me several minutes to realize this was not one of her nieces, which I still thought would have been inappropriate. Before I realized it was actually her daughter she was talking to. Why is your daughter looking at those pictures? Why are you talking to her about it? You're fucking up is what you're doing. Okay? So she calls the jail to figure out why these pictures were sent back. Jail says it gets sent back usually because of explicit content or solitary confinement. And she concludes he must have gotten explicit content from somebody else. Pause. And granted, maybe I just don't know this kind of stuff, but this is why people say that solitary confinement, it actually, according to the United Nations and the law, they have said that more than 3 days in solitary confinement is actually torture, should not be done. And in America, you can stay in there for months, weeks. You can't even receive pictures or mail. This stuff is just so fucking punitive. It's unbelievable. I mean, he's not in solitary confinement, but still, I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, Shantae is mad and says this is why she's telling her daughter, this is why you don't date somebody in jail. Her daughter was like, well, I know that. So the daughter was like, her mom looks for love in all the wrong places. And yes, she thinks he's talking to somebody else and she doesn't trust him. That's all the red flag you need. Your teenage daughter does not trust this man. And you're going to bring a man into that home because he has nowhere else to go. marry him or want to marry him and your daughter feels unsafe. Sometimes, and I'm not saying people shouldn't have a life, but I was just talking to a colleague about this today. When you have teenage kids, sometimes you just have to chill the fuck out with that dating and not doing it more discreetly until it's serious. Because what happens is you have men in and out. Anything can happen to your daughter. Anything. Okay? So the daughter, yeah, we got that. So I was just like, why did she show this girl this pictures of this that she's sending a man? She shouldn't even know about that. She really shouldn't, much less discussing your relationship problems with your child. Okay? And I was just like, why is she discussing grown people's business with her daughter? You fucking up, Shantae. You really are fucking up. The two mortgages I thought was the big fuck up, but this is the bigger fuck up. So True calls. She says if True is cheating, it's a deal breaker. So she asked him if he's talking to somebody else. He said they are rejecting his stuff for some reason, and for his cellmates too. I'm like, Ninja, you lying. Anyway, he said he wanted to see the pics. He was talking to his homeboy and wanted to see the pics of the kind of females his boy is talking to. I said, that's the dumbest fucking shit I have heard. What kind of man shows pictures of his woman or any woman he's talking to with another man? I mean, maybe they do that because these motherfuckers is weak and stupid nowadays. I still feel like True is suspect, but not because he's in jail. Okay? Take that how you want. All right. The main event. Let me tell you something. This season is given. Okay? Ayanna and Jamal. Ayanna, baby. Baby. You don't have no business with children. You don't. At all. So we meet Jalik, okay, Ayanna's brother. They're taking the kids to the park. I thought they were going to take them together, but I guess he just dropped them off. All right, she was like, well, I have to do 90 days. I don't know if it's 15 days of house arrest, 75 in jail, whatever. She was like, it was 90 days either way. So she's talking about this shit in front of her kids. Now, granted, the 2-year-old probably don't really hear it the same way, but that little boy, I said, why the fuck is she discussing this? Now, I know she brought up how her brother did 4 years, but y'all could have waited until the kids got to the park. That little boy is going to be so traumatized. It is best that y'all put some examples in front of him that don't include jail or prison. Like trying to make this man his stepfather, who's also been in prison. His uncle may have been in prison and he's out and stuff like that. And the bottom line is, in the words of Marion Wright Edelman, you can't beat what you can't see. And so here, these are the people closest to him in his life. And this is the example. And the mother just talking about it. And then y'all in the car, you keep taking his calls and interrupting the little bit of time you have with your son. And then she's going with her son and her 2-year-old to meet Jamal's mama and sisters at the park. The baby, when she heard that, had the stank face. I said, see? Not just out of the mouths, but on the faces of babes. Anyway, she only said she met his mother once, but it was as his friend, not as his woman. First of all, if I was his family, I had plenty of questions. Plenty. Because you know they saw a TikTok video when she beat up his last girlfriend. This shit got messier and messier, okay? And not to mention, Jamal called when Ayanna was taking his calls when she should have been talking to her damn kids in the car. And then her brother asked, oh, do y'all plan on getting married when y'all get out? Now, they have a clear as fuck signal. I know he took a good 15 seconds before he said anything. And he was like, well, you know, we're going to give it some time, a grace period, 2 years. I said, see? She was like, what's the first I fucking heard of it? First of all, I'm going to need you to get off that goddamn pole. And no, you probably won't have a job making that much money again. But the consequences of that kind of lifestyle, and I understand people have tight situations, life happens. I'm not talking about those kind of people. I'm talking about people that are on reality TV showing their kids' faces with a mother that works hard and owns a home, and you can't try to find a job, get yourself together so you can be around your son and stop sending this sorry motherfucking money knowing he getting money from other chicks. Miss me with the bullshit. So anyway, I question anybody's character who's willing to date their friend's ex. We'll get to that tomorrow night, I guess. Anyway, her brother asked him if, all those questions. And he's still on the 2 years thing. She was like, I've been doing this bid with him for a year. I said, bitch, he fucked with you knowing you were his ex's best friend. He ain't gonna marry you. That's the kind of motherfucker he is. You damn sure can't believe you the only chick he has. So she meets the family. The mother and sister seem like they're all lesbians. That's the vibe I get. But I also got the vibe they didn't fucking play. But they seem to be pretty cool though. So she sends her kids to the swings, not to the side where they can't hear, and talks to these people, taking time away from her son once a fucking again when he doesn't even fucking live with you. So we find out that Jamal has 4 baby mamas. I knew he had to have a lot of kids. I already knew. He had 6 kids and 4 baby mamas. Oh, but we not done. And she said, well, I'm going to be the 5th baby mama and the last. Bitch, if you a wife, how you going to be a baby mama? See, this is what I mean. This is how I know you stupid. Just like, how the fuck am I going to jail for driving while I was hot? Bitch! that shit, that's mind-blowing. That's up there with some of the dumbest things I've heard on reality TV. And we all know there are plenty of dumb things on reality TV. So we find out that he has, all these baby moms, whatever. And I was like, damn, Ayanna, you are stupid for so many reasons. So she said, the mother was like, I know my son. She asked her if she could be faithful to her son, knowing she does what she does as a stripper. And she was like, I know, yeah, I can be. All of this in front of her son. The mother should have at least said, don't you want to send the kids to the side for a second so we can talk? Like, I know kids will eventually find stuff out. Eventually, but since he lives with his grandmother, does he really need to know that his mother is a stripper for a living? Because it seemed like when she said that little boy's face as they were talking, it just seemed kind of like off-putting to him. So I don't know if he knew, kind of suspected, but however it got to him, it should have been like her, because he wasn't minding his business and shit. All right? And you having him on camera to give the impression that you spend time with your kids? No, we see you for the kind of sorry ass mama you are. And I don't like to call people bad mothers, so I won't. But you doing some sorry ass parenting right now. Okay, how can you be out here going hard for y'all's relationship with his family, and he just told you y'all aren't getting married until 2 years after he comes home? Y'all not getting married, Ayanna. That's a motherfucking pipe dream. He on some bullshit. He talking to other chicks. We found out that he's been married. He's been married before, and she didn't know. Apparently, let me tell you what else I thought was dumb. How his sister didn't know. She was like, what is this, your first marriage? I was like, how the fuck your sister not know you was married before? What the fuck? Anyway, so this is stupid. And none of these baby mamas seem to be the ex-girlfriend. So this shit is fucked up. He is like fucked up from jail, causing all kinds of mess. And before we know it, Ayanna is back on the phone at the park talking to this ninja. Once again, talking to a man in prison in front of her 9-year-old son, 2-year-old daughter, and his mama and sisters who you've never met. So you already got your kids around people you ain't pre-screened. Any damn way. He said he was married She said, I asked you through the courts or through your religion. Because in, as a Muslim, you don't really get a chance to date the same way. You can date, you just can't do anything, according to the Islamic law. I'm sure plenty of people break it. So she gets into an argument with him, and he said he was married to his baby mom. She was like, "But you still cool with her?" And he was like, "Well, we co-parent." I was like, "Motherfucker, you ain't co-parenting from jail, but okay." And this ninja has 6 kids, and don't either one of y'all take care of y'all's kids. The sisters were basically like, they were very reasonable though. They were like, "Look, our brother, he had some growing up to do, and yes, he should have told her." But the bottom line is, Ayanna, you need to get your shit together. Because you're not raising your son. You know whatever money she gives her mother for school clothes and shit like that. You know she ain't paying for food. She about to drop her 2-year-old off with her mother again. And you up here talking about, I'm going to put this money away to make sure he has it. Bitch, worried about your commissary. Child, I can't. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this. I will see y'all tomorrow for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yeah, y'all have a good weekend. Bye.